Welcome everyone to the 2017 Lifetime Fitness Denver Open. I'm Laura McCormick with the World Racquetball Tour. And joining me on the microphone, we have a special treat for everyone. We have David Horn and Jose Diaz. Welcome, guys.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us here from Colorado, Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Excited to bring you a good match.
And it's storming outside, and it's about to storm inside, too. Bredenbeck and Montoya.
Montoya off to a good lead, 1-0. 2 serving 0. 2 rocket drive serves to the backhand side. I have a feeling we're going to see a couple drive serves in this match.
Couple.
Short serve.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting because Bredenbeck's been serving bombs all weekend, too. We saw that in his quarterfinal against Cardona. We saw it earlier today when he played Acuna in the semifinals.
What a get.
Ooh, tough rally.
Smart shot by Montoya. We were talking to Jake a little bit, and he says he's feeling pretty good. He was warming up over there, and he looks solid. He just got to execute his game plan, and that's kind of what it comes down to when you get to the finals with 2 good players like this. Whoever can execute their game plan and get their opponent off their game is usually going to be in a winning situation.
I say whoever hits more cracked serves wins this match.
I will disagree with you. I'll bet you on that.
All right. Bet.
Wow, a 4-0 lead for Montoya now in game 1. Strong start to our final.
Yeah, I don't think Jake has gotten the serve yet.
Nope.
And Jake hasn't had a start like this since this tournament started. He's been actually the person to start off really hot. But this is more. Oh, I thought it was a good serve.
Yeah.
Good get. That's a replay.
Jake bumped into him, put him on the floor. Jake has no problem being physical. Yeah, and this is more like Jake. Usually he starts down in games and matches and then comes back. So it's been nice seeing him kind of put the foot on the gas right away. We don't want him to get in the habit of doing this. Again, that was a great serve.
Might have been a foot fault, but who knows? Good get. In-betweener. Nice. Good shot. Good rally there.
And Bredenbeck now going into the service box for the first time.
I have a feeling a couple of aces are coming.
Yeah, and again, I think we're going to see a lot of serves to Montoya's forehand here, especially after watching Daniel give him some troubles last night as well in the quarterfinals.
Uh-oh. Can't do that.
Yeah, leaving that one too high and setting up Montoya. No points for Bredenbeck.
4 serving 0. Game number 1.
Now these two guys have matched up 4 times before on the WRT. Anybody think who has the winning record?
Definitely Montoya.
I say
Yeah.
2 and 2. Oh, no.
Yeah,
It's 3-1,
Montoya,
right?
3-1 in
Yeah.
in their little series here.
Where did Jake beat him at? I can't remember. I just know he's won 1 time.
Yeah, I don't have that in
Don't
front of
either.
me. But I would like to thank Todd Boss and ProRacquetballStats.com. We're doing a good job of keeping their database updated. And that's where I get some of my information from.
You know, something that I really admire and kind of scared about Jake is that he always swings. He doesn't tend to hold up for many people. I say I admired that because he doesn't let the ref decide if it's over or not. And I say it scares me because he's a big guy and he swings pretty hard, and that might end somebody's life if they catch a racket to the face.
Great shot by Montoya.
That's
I
tough.
couldn't agree with you more, Diaz. It's kind of troubling, but he doesn't really hit people too much. I can see Jake kind of grabbing his chest a little bit.
His heart's
Yeah,
rating because I didn't tell him that I loved him earlier.
Yeah, exactly. But Jake is actually maybe a better player in that sense because now I don't hold up as much and I don't believe in so many hinders. I think as long as you're not going to hit someone with a racket, that you should play through it. And if someone gets hit with the ball, you just replay it and call it a day. Or unavoidable if they're directly in front of you. So it takes that little bit of controversy out of it, and you just rip it and kill it or rip your opponent, and that's that.
Yeah, because there is so much controversy about that call, too. So many arguments.
Jake could use a good timeout right here, down 5-0. And it looks like he's having a little bit of trouble breathing as he has his hands on top of his head, trying to get some deep breaths into his lungs. Short serve.
Second serve for Montoya.
That ball skipped. Oh, that ball skipped. That's a skip ball and a missed call from Andre Perea.
That's my partner, so I'm going to give him a call.
Brings us a 6-0. Great start from Montoya.
6-0.
Another thing, talking about admiring players, one thing that Montoya does really well is he's very, very confident and very, very calm always. He doesn't really get too flustered ever. He stays real calm and cool. Very similar to Cardona in that sense.
Yeah, it doesn't give too much expression on the court.
That's good serve.
Oh.
Montoya playing good ball right now. Jake just hasn't got it dialed in quite yet. He could use a timeout. It's 7-0. You have 2 timeouts. Use them. Slow down the momentum. Don't let this game get out of reach.
Yeah, I believe taking a timeout is really beneficial. I think statistically, you are more inclined to win the rally when you come back or get the serve return, get a serve return. So after I heard that, I definitely more inclined to take a timeout than not when I'm struggling in a match.
Yeah, I think you're right, Diaz, because it can be so effective, like you said, to break the momentum. And statistically, you're right. It pays to take that timeout.
It's a great serve. And then finally at 9-0, Jake takes a racket. Should get a warning here. Instant technical for Jake Bredenbeck.
Instant technical.
Yeah, and it's in that case he can, I believe. I think it's perfectly fine that he gives him an instant technical just because he slammed his racket and the racket bounced up about 10 feet. But that's our first time out, and I think we're going to go to commercial break, and we'll be right back with you.
We'll be back in just a moment with more of the Lifetime Denver Open. We're back in the finals where Montoya is leading 9-1. Jake Bredenbeck receiving an instant technical from our referee, Andre Perea, for slamming down his racket.
Great shot. Yeah, and that's Jake kind of came out and was telling him that he should get a warning first, and Jake knows better. He shouldn't be throwing his racket like that. So that call was a great call from Perea, taking control of the match. If he doesn't call that, then he loses control of the players and what they're doing, and then the players feel like they can do whatever they want. So he gained control of the match, and we're back here. Great get.
Picks it up.
And Montoya skipping that forehand from about 25 feet.
Actually, I think getting these technicals might help Jake.
Yeah, we saw it in the semifinals. He gets a little amped up when he gets pissed off, so hopefully that helps.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet, though, from him. He was frustrated already with that one call, and let's see if he can turn that frustration into power.
Yeah, you thought he hit the ball hard before. Wait until he gets angry.
Right.
That's a great shot. And his serve hasn't really started coming in too nicely yet. He also hasn't had too many trips in the box as well. So hopefully this little trip to the box will get him going and get his serve going. And he might not win this game, but if he can get some stuff going into the second game, it might help him a lot.
I agree completely.
0-3.
Good get. Playing through the contact there.
Skip ball.
Skip.
Another skip ball, and that's great rally right there. Both players playing through a little contact. Jake made a pretty good get to the right side there. I didn't really see it. Diaz said it was good. Jake's on the board now.
1 serving 10.
2 points but 10-1.
Yeah.
Point. It's good.
Yeah, and that serve just not coming in as good as it was in the quarterfinals and semifinals. Not yet, at least.
It's coming.
Got a good crowd here at the Lifetime Fitness in Centennial, Colorado. Denver welcoming us with open arms.
Oh, and it hits Jake in the back.
Can't get fancy there. Just got to stay focused, mentally strong, and just go with the basics. Down the line, cross court. Down the line, cross court.
Diaz, you played doubles with Jake. Does he look focused to you in this moment, or does he look like he's a little out of it? You know probably better than most players in the entire world, or most people in the entire world.
Yeah, I kind of want to get in there and just slap him a little bit and tell him, like, yo, man, get your head in where it needs to be. I think that may be on the
wrong side of his body? His head? Yeah.
I agree. But maybe when he calls the timeout, I'll go get in his ear a little bit and tell him to start playing. Maybe you'll see a different Jake after game 1.
Well, it's nice to have the support of your teammates, right? Because I know people have been talking about it on social media. In racquetball, especially on the Pro Tour, it's not like you have a coach with you all the time at international events. So it's good to get that feedback from somebody who's watching outside of the court.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Montoya has a whole group of guys here too that help him out, and he talks with.
Yeah, he has all Mexico back in his corner.
And, you know, this was one of the events where we had a big representation from USA and Mexico. We usually get a strong representation from Mexico.
Yeah, it's awesome to see.
Yeah, it's nice to see things filling out a little bit more. We also had Bolivia, Chile, Costa Rica, and Argentina.
Yeah, we're putting USA back on the map. Good serve. That's something that Jake needs to do in order to win this match.
Well, we talked about it before this match. He's probably the most difficult person to beat, period, if his serve is on. If it's not on, he's just another guy on the tour, which everybody's really good, right? So, skip ball. Good call.
Good.
Montoya trying to walk up and take that, try to sell that shot right there. And Andre Perea, great player, better ref, sees that right away.
Questionable.
Great serve.
Good get.
And this is more
Good
like it right
angle.
here.
There you go.
And that was very smart. Jake,
Textbook.
Yeah, Jake goes for that shot from about 38 feet, and instead of just hitting it down the line, he actually goes for a pinch, which might seem like a low percentage, but against Montoya, that pinch goes to his forehand, and his forehand's his weakness, so he ends up getting a setup anyways.
Good analysis, Bobby.
I agree.
Ooh, and screen serve call. That thing was not that close to his body.
It's really, I can tell you, it went really fast, so Andre probably couldn't see it either.
Yeah, fair enough. Good call.
Well, it'll be interesting. We saw in the semifinals that Jake would then continue with the second drive serve. It looks like he's switching it up.
Surprised going to that backhand. Bye-bye. Great shot. And when he was down 10-0, I forgot to mention that in Atlanta, Jake was down like 14-1 in the second game of quarters, and Jake came back and won and took it a breaker.
That's
Ran out
right.
of gas, actually, in the semi. So, yeah, and at some point in that match, I think Jake was down 13-0. So, and he came back and won. So this game is definitely – Montoya doesn't have any replay, as Jake's looking back and making sure he is sure about that call.
Giving him that ref look.
It's I promise you, he said a lot of kind words. Promise you.
Oh, and jammed up. Montoya running around that forehand, try to hit a backhand, ends up putting it straight in the ground.
I would never do such a thing.
You are the smartest player I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you.
From your household.
Oh, okay. You're one of the fastest players I've ever seen.
Great shot, Jake.
That's tough.
It did come off his rack a little funny. I could have been called skip.
And just like that, Jake's back in this game.
Yeah, 7 serving 11. But that's what we like to see, right, is a little bit of a pull and keeping it pretty competitive in our final now.
That's a rocket.
It's good stuff. Oh, and then it's unforced error. Timeout.
We'll take a quick break as well. We'll be back in a few moments with more of the WRT in Denver. Welcome back, everybody. This is the WRT Lifetime Denver Open. I'm Laura McCormick, joined by David Horn and Jose Diaz. I'd like to thank you all for watching. We've been live streaming all weekend long on Facebook Live, so make sure you share and like and comment. We're keeping up on the comments. So thanks for watching, and next weekend we have another event. We'll be in San Luis Potosi, Mexico for the La Loma Open.
Yeah,
Right now, Montoya leading in game 1.
Yeah, those likes, the shares, it's what's going to help us grow the great sport of racquetball. So please do your part. If you love racquetball, share, like, do your part to help grow racquetball.
Pretty good serve. Good angle on that serve. A little off the back wall that goes into the corner and kind of hugs that side wall. Very hard to deal with. Jake's got to have a conscious in his mind to get that ball to the right side. I feel like Montoya is missing a little more forehands in his backhands today, and kind of have to stick with that and play to that weakness. And vice versa. If I'm Montoya, I'm pounding Jake's backhand. Jake's backhand is definitely weaker side, and he misses a lot more there.
7 serving 12.
Laura likes to mention the player's body language a lot of the time. I know you mentioned that when I've commented in the past. Jake's body language right now is definitely looking a lot more comfortable and strong.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's nice to see that shift. He did have a bit of a rough start, but I like to see when players can turn it around. And I mean, that's something, especially Jake at this level. He's been in situations like this before.
Great serve. It's a perfect angle. Asking for a wet ball, definitely not a wet ball. Jake just hits it way too hard. I've been in that situation plenty of times where Jake's blasting a ball at you, and he hits it so hard you actually think it slid.
Oh, it definitely does slide. But it's just because he's hitting the ball.
Yeah, but
really
it's
hard.
not from a wet ball. It's just he's hitting it hard. Similar to Kane. It's coming in that kind of pace. So
Nice shot. Good textbook down the line shot for a winner.
yeah, and that's a shot that Montoya really needs to focus on, hitting that ball down the line to Jake's backhand, making Jake make digs or quick re-kills with that backhand.
Yeah,
He'll be very successful on that side.
when he's hitting down the lines like that, that opens up his splat, and his splat we all know is pretty dangerous. So
It's the filth.
it's a lot of weapons to have.
Oh, an unforced error there. And that swat usually is bread and butter there, and he misses it.
Just a little too unstable there. 1 foot in the air.
Maybe a
trying
little
to roll it
tight.
out.
Jake's coming back on him a little bit here.
Definitely add some pressure.
Yeah, feeling a little bit of pressure maybe.
Pressure bust pipes, or something like that. It's a saying.
Oh, great get.
I saw a comment on Facebook, and I'm sorry I can't go back to see who said it, but they said the gettability of Montoya is sometimes such a big differentiator, and they're right. He has crazy gets. He gets his racket on so many things. We have some highlights of him on our YouTube and Facebook. So if you guys want to check that out, follow us at World R-Ball Tour.
Good get.
Look at that get.
Yeah, he has a great job of like anticipating. Right there, the fact that he even gets to the ball and puts it in a decent spot for Jake to have somewhat troubles is pretty impressive. He's extremely fast, extremely athletic, very long, lanky.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I remember playing him in Juarez for the first time, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe. I don't remember exactly. Montoya played in the Juarez Open at the 360 Club, and I played him in like the round of 16s, and I ended up beating him like 11-7. This is like when he first was playing juniors, and I got off the court and I walked off, and I told a couple of my friends, I was like, that kid is good, like really good.
Yeah. I remember that match because we had such a huge draw, and there was so many players that we hadn't really competed with before. It was a 54 pro player draw.
Yeah, and it was nuts. He was just as fast back then, and now we're at 10-12.
Yeah, now he's #1 on the WRT.
Well,
4
I didn't really want
titles.
to mention that.
For now.
That's painful.
For now. See if we can change that, huh, Bobby?
Well earned, though. Well earned. He's won a bunch of tournaments this last
Yeah.
9 months or so, I believe.
Exactly. What's crazy is he's won 4 titles, 3 of those 4 titles in 2017.
Yeah, he's having a great year. Set up. Oh, and he almost got that too. Great shot by Jake Bredenbeck. Montoya's everywhere.
Yeah, he has such good court coverage. And then gets up too. That's got to be the other tough problem, I know, especially as people get older, but
Helps that he's 20 years old.
yeah, it does.
When I was 20, I was diving around like a crazy man. I'm 27 now, and I feel like if I dive a few more times, my legs are going to snap off.
I don't agree. I think I have a couple more years, but I'd rather make my opponent dive than me dive because body does ache a little bit, and I'd rather make my opponent
Absolutely.
mop the court.
Pro tip from Jose Diaz: make your opponent dive. Don't dive yourself.
Yeah, make them clean the court. Make them make the court nice and shiny.
Although I've seen you make some of the nicest diving gets I've ever seen in my entire life, so
I agree. Let's put it on ESPN.
let's do it.
Top 10. Hashtag top 10.
Back to the match.
Yeah.
After being down 10-0,
Yeah, exactly.
Jake is in this match at 11-12. Pretty amazing. Good comeback. Ace serve.
Wow.
And 12-12, just like that. All the momentum on Jake's side. Montoya's coach needs to tell him to take a timeout.
This is what we love to see in our final. Bredenbeck fighting his way back from that deficit.
Another one. Oh, what a get. That's just ridiculous.
I was never worried that he was down 10-0, to be honest.
I almost said the comeback in Atlanta at 10-0. As we get another timeout, great timeout by Montoya, showing his experience here.
We'll take a quick break as well. We'll be back in a few moments with more of our finals live from Denver. We're back in the finals of the 2017 WRT Lifetime Denver Open. And I'll take a quick moment to remind everyone that next weekend we'll be live streaming the La Loma Open in San Luis Potosi, Mexico. So we hope you all join us for that broadcast as well. And stick around because coming up after this final, we have the doubles final. I'm joined by Bobby Horn and Jose Diaz on the broadcast.
Just want to give a quick shout out to Karen Bredenbeck.
Got your message. It's awesome. We love you. And we agree.
13-12, Bredenbeck
Wow.
leading.
Unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
Down 10-0, and now he has himself a game point #1.
We've been talking about that serve and how important it could be for Bredenbeck, and now he's in a game point.
Actually, he already won this game, technically.
Technically, he
Right.
had. No, not technically, because he got a technical.
Well, untechnically. Technically, untechnically.
Technically, he got a technical, so the technical technically doesn't let him have this game. Oh, and Jake.
Well, he
Why?
went for it, but double faulted.
No, I like it. No, I like
I
it.
mean,
Go
yeah,
for
I
it.
do kind of like that he went for it too. I'm agreeing with you, Jose.
Watch, he's going to splat roll this next ball. I'm calling it.
He has a lot of
Splat roll.
confidence. That shows a lot of confidence in your abilities to go for that serve. And I agree with Diaz in this moment. He's going for the win. He's not playing to lose this match. He's not playing to play it safe. He's going to try to win this game and get a good start. And Montoya almost skipped a serve there.
Yo, personally, I would be nervous after I missed that serve, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, you don't exactly want to give something to Montoya.
Diaz is going backhand slop all day on second serve, 14-12.
I'm crack ace on 14. Just going for it.
Oh, to the forehand. Interesting.
Oh,
That was
no.
So after Jake doubles faults, Montoya decides to serve to Jake's strength. Interesting choices from both players there at this moment in the match. And here comes a bomb.
Jake, don't go for another.
I see a Z serve to the backhand here.
Z serve
Safe.
To the
He's going to play
forehand.
it a little safe. He can't double fault twice. Oh, no, and he goes for it. What a serve.
Oh, and he ends it with an ace.
What guts from Jake Bredenbeck to hit a drive to the right side after double faulting that same side. And he takes game number 1, 15-12 after being down 10-0.
Just insane.
Ladies
Loving
and
this
gentlemen,
final.
If you are not entertained, if you don't like this, if you don't share this, you don't love racquetball. This is crazy.
Like, share, comment, because we'll be back with game 2 to see what Montoya can throw back at Bredenbeck. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the finals of the WRT Lifetime Denver Open. The sun's coming out outside, and we had an interesting turnaround in our match so far. Jake Bredenbeck coming back to win game 1 over Rodrigo Montoya 15-12 after a 10-0 deficit. I'm joined by Bobby Horn and Jose Diaz. Guys, what are your thoughts on what we saw in game 1?
Dude, that was exciting. So after Jake got a technical being down -1 to 13? 10. He went on a roll and scored 16 straight points.
Yeah, Montoya only scored 2. Again, I mentioned this last. When did Jake get getting mad at the ref? Was in the semis he got mad?
I think he always gets
I was
mad.
against
Yeah, it
Acuna.
was earlier
Yeah,
today against Acuna.
Yeah, it was against Acuna, and every time he got mad at the ref, he came back and he just started rolling the ball and hitting bombs for serves. And then right after that technical, he comes in and Montoya only scores 2 points. It was 10-1. Gets a technical. 15-12. It's like it's nothing. Yeah.
Like I said, I was never worried.
Another day in the office for him. I think he'll just go down 14-0 this game, maybe.
No, let's not do that. Miss Bredenbeck would not like that.
No, I don't think so. Great serve.
Put that ball away. Whoa. Nice shot. Jake's on the board first here in game number 2.
Diaz, if you are Montoya's coach, what are you telling him right now to try to counter this thing that Jake's bringing at him?
Just maybe take Jake's knees out. Just kidding. He's just on a roll. I would do little things to try to get him off of his rhythm. Maybe hold the racket up. Maybe tell him, Jake, you're playing great. I don't know. Just try to get him out of his zone.
That's not really Montoya's style, though. So what can he do? Maybe maybe rack it up, slow down the pace, stuff like that. I just think that he needs to do something. This is the #1 player on our tour right now, and he's having some serious troubles after being up 10-0.
He was controlling his semifinal against Perea pretty well, so I think that could be something that he needs to do here against Bredenbeck. Yeah, he was controlling the pace, and he seemed to kind of get under Perea's skin.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit more frustrated and not as comfortable in this match, just because Jake, at any given time when he's serving, can ace you.
Or just hit a serve that's just so fast that you have a hard time reacting to it.
Yeah.
And with just a slight opening of that wrist at the last second, he can go to the right side with just as much power. It's difficult to play against him. And this altitude helps Jake a lot. The ball's coming even faster than it normally does, and he already hits the ball hard
1-0.
At sea level. Let me get that out there real quick. Great shot.
That was a pretty good backhand.
Yeah, he kind of silenced the crowd with that one. 0-1.
Great serve.
Just like that, he ties it up. They're both on the board.
After losing that first game, Montoya doesn't look any different than he did in game 1, though. Very confident, his body language is always about the same. Great get.
Oh, no.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Wow,
That
an
is
incredible rally.
Me and Diaz almost walked into the court after almost seeing Jake dive in the court just because he's not allowed to dive.
I was just thinking that he's been doing a great job of not diving. You were talking about that earlier with his
Injury.
injury in his labrum.
it's an unspoken, well, it's a very spoken rule between our group that he's not allowed to dive because we can't handle him being gone for another 6 months or longer if he has to have surgery. So he almost dove there. He was able to save it, and then it's a ridiculous right corner shot to win the rally. Then you get a classic Jake outburst of, come on.
I love it.
Yeah, it's brings emotion outside of the court, and people feel it out here. Oh, that's a great shot. And a good get.
Another get.
Nice. It's tough.
Oh, and Montoya skips it.
You know, for a big guy, he moves pretty well.
He's one of the fastest players out here on his feet, period. I'll put him top 5 on tour easily, and that's just being respectful of other players. That's a replay.
Ooh. I disagree. I thought that was avoidable.
Montoya leaving the ball up a little bit right now. He's got to settle down and try to keep the ball off the back wall.
Why do you think that's not an avoidable?
Avoidable.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm just questioning why do you think it's
I didn't even think about an avoidable there, so that's probably the first thing I needed to think that could be an avoidable. Oh, what a get. Oh, Jake.
What's Jake saying?
Jake's saying that he was hitting him while he was swinging, and that's why he missed the shot, which is actually true. But he took a full shot, and at that point, after you take a full shot, it's kind of hard as a referee to say, okay, I'm going to give it to you over. But if Jake's if he kills it, then he gets the point anyway. So it's kind of that in between. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he can't have it both ways. So if he rolls that ball, he wins the point. But if he misses it, he gets a replay. It's just, it doesn't work like that.
The rule says the ref is the ultimate decider. The rule says that you have to take the shot.
Two serving one.
What is Jake going second serve here? Is he served to the backhand? Oh, off the back wall again. Montoya's got to dial that in. See that look? See that stare down right there?
What look?
Jake just gave Montoya a nice little look right there after that wide angle. Nice as being kind.
Did he wink at him too?
No, he flexed on him a little bit.
Nice shot.
Montoya's just floating too many balls.
Yeah.
He could use a timeout here, try to gather himself, and I mean, I know it's only 3-1, but he's just not putting any balls in any good spots really right now, and he's got to change that. If a lot of people at home and a lot of people here at the club want to see a breaker. Us commentating not so much, but
Hey, we like a good show too. Another ace.
another ace.
From
Sorry, it's
Bredenbeck.
5-1. We had the scoreboard run.
5-1, timeout.
Yeah, good timeout for Montoya. He needs to kind of break this momentum with Bredenbeck and do something different. We'll be back in just a few moments with more of the WRT in Denver. We're back at the WRT Lifetime Denver Open in our finals with Jake Bredenbeck and Rodrigo Montoya. I'm joined by David Bobby Horn and Jose Diaz.
You know, if Jake keeps playing like this, we're going to probably have to call the fire department.
Yeah, he's scorching right now, huh?
He's on fire.
We need like a siren sound effect.
I hope Lifetime Fitness here in Denver has good insurance, because
I'm gonna turn
Jake's
the
about to burn this place
sprinklers on
down.
that court.
Now that we're done with the bad joke, let's get back to the game.
I thought it
5
was
serving 1.
I thought it was a great joke.
Nope, questionable. They're funny. A little corny. Love them. But Jake is on fire. Great serve. And Jake's just moving too well for those dink shots to work, and it's altitude. Should be a warning off the back wall. No call.
It's that doubles, buddy.
Oh, what a serve. Deep on that crack.
Bye-bye.
What
a get. Oh. Two good gets there.
Yeah, amazing.
Some appreciation from our crowd. We have a great turnout here at the Lifetime Fitness in Centennial, Colorado.
1 serving 6. Serve was short.
Short serve. Second serve.
Oh, what a get.
So Bredenbeck coming back after his injury. He's won 3 WRT titles, and they were all in 2015. It would be pretty big for Jake right now to win in a final and get, obviously, all those points. He's going to get a lot of points being a finalist either way. It would be his first win in
He hasn't
2
won
years.
since 2015.
Right.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he has 3 titles: the Sonora Open, the Midwest Championship, and the Kitsap Splat.
Interesting. Learning a lot about all the who
But
has
then-
what and when was the last time they won one.
Well, so he played a ton of it. So in 2015, he played 15 events. In 2016, he played 3. That's when he got injured,
Yeah,
right?
that makes sense.
And then so far, 6 events in 2017.
I think half of them were left-handed as well, so.
Yeah, that's right. As he started to come back, he was playing left-handed. It's nice to see, obviously, him still in the game, even when he couldn't play with his right. And now that he's back and healed up, he's definitely making some noise.
Good get. You're seeing a lot of balls that normally would be down and sea level that both of these players are getting. A lot of pinches that usually would stay down at sea level are hanging up, and both players are ripping the ball instead of just getting to it.
We're also seeing a lot of unforced errors by Montoya and a little bit of emotion from him as well.
Right there again, kicking the ball.
Well, I like to talk about body language, and we're definitely seeing such an attitude change from Montoya. I mean, it goes beyond body language, right? But it's uncharacteristic for him, and I just think it sends a big signal to his opponent, too.
Yeah, and Jake's very aware of his surroundings, so he really knows when his opponent's feeling down. We talk with him again like a lot on the road, and he knows when he has stuff won.
So our rankings work on a rolling calendar. We're getting some intel from our producer that if Jake is able to pull out a win today, he'll move up 2 spots from number 8 to number 6. If he doesn't pull off the win, he still moves up 1 spot to number 7.
I'm really curious to see what happens to Montoya's ranking if he loses this as well. That'll be interesting to
thinking the
know
same
too. I know he's
thing.
not that far ahead of Cardona for one.
We'll get our guy on it. But right now, I think he has enough of a lead over, like Alex Cardona, for example, is number 2, that it wouldn't have that much of an impact. So he would be safe at number 1.
This event is just strictly raw points, correct?
Correct. We've never had an event in Denver before, so everyone's gaining this week. And for those who are watching the rankings, they change every Monday morning, week by week, as tournaments fall off and get added.
Oh, and Jake cheating there.
He got his hand caught in the cookie jar.
3-8 Montoya. 1 point at a time. Don't get too comfortable, people. This could go to breaker, of course. That's what we would love
absolutely.
to see.
Montoya's too good to go out like that. He's ridiculously talented, and I've seen him make huge runs.
Yeah.
And if Jake's doing that, giving unforced errors, easy points, real quick it could be a very interesting match all of a sudden. Anything happen in a breaker.
Rodrigo Montoya from Chihuahua, Mexico. He just won our last event. We were at the Paulo Longoria Challenge where we teamed up with the LPRT, and Montoya won in front of his home crowd. Actually had a bunch of players coming up from Chihuahua. We had about 5 players that actually drove up from Chihuahua, 16-hour drive to Denver.
It's dedication to play racquetball, that's for sure. It's a long drive.
Well, shout out to them, Jaime Martel, Alan Natera, Javier Estrada, Rogelio Castillo, and Ernesto Ochoa.
What a get. Oh, and then Jake gives it to him, unforced error. Montoya scrapping to keep himself in this match. Unbelievable athleticism there from the young Mexican.
He just has that get ability. And it seems like even in these last few points, he's gotten that confidence. His body language has changed again, and he looks more comfortable on the court. We saw that from Bredenbeck in game 1.
Oh.
Ooh.
Maybe he got the curse of the commentator there.
8, serving 5.
8-5.
Good return. Montoya getting a little beat on that serve to the left side. Might be a good time for Jake to change up his position in the box, or maybe just mix up a serve, Z-serve, or a drive serve to the forehand.
I agree.
Just to keep him honest. Even if he doesn't win the point, it'll keep Rodrigo thinking that he might go one way or the other.
I want to see a jam serve.
I like that idea. Good angle, just floated it.
I think it's important to keep a variety of serves.
I think these guys should just start lobbing it out. Why not?
No, definitely
Okay.
not.
Boring?
I like seeing missiles. Well, that's tough. Good get.
Oh.
Oh. And a skip from Montoya.
Eight, serving 5.
8 serving 5 here in game number 2.
That's a great shot. Oh, what a get.
Good get. Oh.
Unforced error.
That is a power skip right there.
So why do you think Jake's skipping so much? What's the reason? I have my beliefs, but what is his mind process, and why is he going for so many low shots?
I believe it's Montoya's good ability. It's applying a lot of pressure on him and forcing him to have to roll the ball in order to win the rally.
Solid answer, Diaz. Bobby, what are your thoughts?
I was thinking a similar thing. I just think Jake's trying to go for too much, like Diaz said. I think he just needs to stay solid and make him keep diving. I guess keep him on the run. Montoya doing a great job, obviously, of frustrating Jake and making him go out of his game plan.
Set up off the back wall. Down the line.
It's tough.
It's textbook right there.
It's great stuff from Montoya. He was down 8-0, correct? Or 8-1? 8-1, and now we're at 6 serving 8. Roles reversed.
It's weird how these guys have to be down a ton in the match to get back into the game.
It's mental.
That's pretty good too.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy to return it like that, doesn't he?
I agree.
8 serving 6.
Oh, good ceiling ball.
That's troubles.
Oh, and Jake floats one.
Off the back wall setup.
Two bounces called. Jake getting lots of opportunities. Montoya really, really flustering him with his amazing gets. Jake's trying to do a little too much.
Do you think Jake is getting a little tired in this match?
He might be. I mean, after hitting the ball so hard for so long, he's been doing it all weekend. This is the first match. Has he lob served this game yet?
No.
This match yet? No. So yeah, I don't think he's hit one lob serve the entire tournament. This has been a very physical match. He had to come back from 10-1 to win game 1. Montoya is now getting to every single ball, and he's having to hit extra shots. And every time Montoya gets a ball, he's trying to hit it even harder that next shot. Little old school Bredenbeck pre-injury rather than what we've seen so far in this tournament, where he's placing the ball and being accurate. And right there, perfect serve, right on cue.
Ace serve.
Beautiful.
We're going to make it 9-6.
We were due for an ace serve.
Yeah, it's been a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Montoya checking to see how many timeouts he has. He has one left.
Missed that serve. Clipped the sidewall a little bit.
6 serving 9.
Six serving 9 here in game number 2.
Good serve.
It's
That's
tough.
pretty good stuff.
In sea levels, those 2 balls would not come off the back
No,
wall. But
not at all.
gotta adapt.
9 serving 6.
We're all playing under the same conditions, so.
I think he might have called it a little bit, Diaz. He might be getting a little tired. I mean, that was the first serve Z serve?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, all tournament he's been serving bombs. Steps in the box on first serve. And instead of going, like, bearing down and fighting through here, he serves a Z serve instead of pounding that drive serve. I think he might be onto something. Oh, I think everybody in this club thought he was going to get to that ball, and he just didn't.
It looked like he was going to get to it. You never know. He's so good. Yeah, of course, the towel break is a good time to catch your breath, take a quick break. Remind everyone that coming up after this, we do have the doubles final. I have to check the draw, but I know Andre Padilla and Rodrigo Montoya are in the doubles final. And next week, we will be at the La Loma Open in San Luis Potosí, Mexico. If you want to check out the full schedule of the WRT, you can go to worldracketballtour.com. In September, we'll be coming to Atlanta and Chicago.
9 serving 6.
So we have lots more racquetball coming up.
Yeah, definitely Jake's feeling a little bit tired here. Lob serve. First lob serve of the tournament.
6 serving 9.
Yeah, and he still gets opportunities and whatnot, but I don't think you should change the game plan when you have 9-6 in the tournament in your sights.
What a get.
Oh, and a
That's
skip ball.
skip.
How about a timeout here? What do you think, Diaz? Would you take a timeout here after not scoring a couple times in the box?
I would, but Jake isn't.
Yeah, Jake's kind of stubborn. I agree.
9 serving 6.
Yeah, Jake was up at one point at 8-1, and then Montoya starts to make his way back, and now we're at 9-6. So Jake hasn't scored in a while.
Well, Jake just took 2 serves off right there. Now he's going to get back down. He's going to come and drive serve.
I'm going to call crack ace right here.
Crack ace. He doesn't go for cracks.
I definitely didn't signal a serve, I promise.
Definitely not looking back at Diaz tonight for any help. That's a floated ball. Floated ball.
Wow, that's tough.
Oh, skip called. skip ball called. It looked like a rollout from here where we're sitting, and a lot of people in this club look like they're saying it was good.
6 serving 9.
But
yeah,
that's how it
Andre
goes.
Padilla, our referee, has
With the ref
final
call stands.
Yep.
Great
Good
get. Come bomb. Oh, and a skip. And here comes the timeout because it's a wet glove, but really I think she just needs a breather. And we're going to have our first timeout from Jake Bredenbeck in game number 2.
Yep, that's a point for Montoya. So when we come back, it's 7-9. We'll be back in just a moment with more of the Denver Open. We're back in the finals of the WRT Lifetime Denver Open. And we've had quite a battle so far today. Montoya now making his way back in game 2. Bredenbeck calling that timeout. It's 7-9. I'm joined by David Horn and Jose Diaz. And of course, we'd like to thank you all for watching on Facebook Live.
It's 7 serving 9.
Statistically, Jake should get this side out. Statistically. We will see.
Oh, great jam. Good timeout from Jake.
Diaz, those statistics are supported.
I didn't like statistics when I took it
Serving 7.
in college, but I'm liking them now.
It applies here today.
Jam serve?
Wonder who's out there talking to Jake in between timeouts and games.
I don't know. It was just a hunch. Lob to the forehand side?
Oh, an unforced error off the back wall. Montoya's biting his hand, knuckle, not sure.
10 serving 7.
He must have had some good coaching during that timeout.
Shout out Karen Bredenbeck for sending the text messages to Jake. And an ace serve.
Ooh.
I'm not even sure what Montoya's looking at the ref for. Perfect serve.
He looked and said, hey, can you help me?
He's like, come on, you're my doubles partner. Help
Right,
me
yeah,
out.
exactly.
I'm sorry I beat you in the semis earlier today.
Miss serve. Oh, good get. Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call. The ball went right by him. A little bit of a bailout there, but it's close enough to where he can make that call. It's a 50-50 call. You have to give Montoya the benefit of the doubt for how much he's been working this match and how many balls he's actually gotten.
Yeah. Get ability.
Smart. Oh, crack. Oh. Not sure exactly what happened.
Little congestion up front.
11 serving 7.
Little hop serve here for a drive serve. Good adjustment. Oh,
Ooh.
Montoya read it.
I definitely didn't tell him that.
Yeah, Montoya does a good job reading. Puts himself back in the box. It's 7-11.
Great serve.
Good ceiling
Troubles.
ball. Another good ceiling ball.
Oh, wow. Should be a replay. Good call. It's a crappy way to end that rally. That was pretty impressive. Perfect serve, perfect ceiling ball. Another perfect ceiling ball back, and then you end up with replay.
That's how racquetball works sometimes.
Very true.
It's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Ooh.
We have a little towel timeout here.
What movie is that from?
I believe that's just
Bruce Almighty.
Bruce
Yeah?
Almighty.
Yes. We'd like to take a quick moment to thank one of the WRT sponsors, the United Stroke Alliance. A few seconds could save someone's life. Go to their website for more details.
unforced error. Again, we see Jake not really playing that safe route. He's going for the win here. It's a very tough shot from 38 feet, overhead splat.
Which is very characteristic of him.
Yeah, pretty normal. Reverse, no? It's a good angle. Oh, Jake just not have his legs under that ball.
Another point for Montoya. You could hear Jake saying, stop giving him points. He doesn't want to keep making those errors and beat himself a little bit.
I agree. You got to make Montoya hit good shots. You can't skip the ball.
9 serving 11.
I feel like that's good strategy against everybody.
I agree.
Universal strategy.
Perfect angle. Montoya really dialing in here.
Yeah, he worked himself back now from an 8-0 deficit. It's 10-11.
Rolls reversed.
Yeah.
Great match so far. Oh, and that's just a hinder call. It's so late. And I hate that call.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Just make him hit the ball. He wasn't going to even hit him with the ball or the racket. If anything, he catches him to follow through. I don't even think there's a safety hinder there, in my opinion. It's just kind of a weak hinder. And if I'm Montoya's coach, I'm telling him to hit the ball because that's an easy setup for him. All he had to do is hit a good solid down the line. He gets the easy point rather than replaying the point. It's tough.
Ties it up 11-11.
With everything against Montoya for the first game and a half, he's tied up in game 2 and has a chance to go breaker. He has to be happy with where he's at right now.
Tough lob serve to the forehand side.
Oh, and he skips it.
11 serving 11.
Calling the ace right here.
Jake's arms are kind of hanging on his side like he might be a little tired.
Nah, he's not tired.
Nope, here comes a bomb. Jose Diaz says he's fresh. Short serve. Oh, and skip ball.
Skips it. Bredenbeck back in the lead, 12-11.
12 serving 11.
Oh, what a get. And there it is right there. That could have been a hinder, and Jake plays through it, hits down the line, and then brings the emotion, bringing the crowd into it a little bit.
13 serving 11.
Montoya using his second timeout as Bredenbeck takes the lead 13-11 in game 2. We'll be back with more live from Denver in just a few moments. We're back at the 2017 WRT Lifetime Denver Open. I'm Laura McCormick, joined by David Horn and Jose Diaz. And quite an interesting final. We couldn't ask for anything more in our finals. Be interesting to see what Montoya can do after calling this timeout. Bredenbeck now in the lead, 13-11. Guys, any predictions for what we can expect?
Drive serve to the backhand side, ace. Drive serve to the forehand side, ace.
Match over?
That sounds like a
Match is
teammate
over.
talking.
Yeah, I
A
know
little
Diaz and I
bit.
are both hoping that happens. Although I do kind of want to see a breaker as a racquetball fan as well. But we'll see. Everybody here at the club looks like they want a breaker. Most, besides obviously the true Jake Bredenbeck fans. tough.
Oh. Man, the energy obviously from Bredenbeck is intense right now. So close. This would be Bredenbeck's first title in 2017. In fact, his first title since November 2015 when he won the Kitsap Splat. He was injured in 2016, so obviously that took him out for a little bit. He was playing lefty back on the tour in the beginning of 2017. Now he's back righty. First match point now for Jake Bredenbeck.
This serve coming hard, or is he going to lob it out?
It's coming hard.
14 serving 11.
Right. This is going to the right. Bomb to the right. Oh, he lied to me. Oh, good get.
Wow.
Skip ball, should be match. Yeah, no hinder there.
15-11 for Bredenbeck.
Great match from Jake Bredenbeck and Rodrigo Montoya. Montoya thinking there was a hinder there. He took the shot. Jake was not in his way, resulting in a point. Jake Bredenbeck gets his first WRT win since 2015. Congratulations to him.